Some people might say I'm boring. You see, I get up at the same time each day in the week. I do the same exercise routines. I eat the same breakfast every day and usually the same lunch. I tend to wear the same things that I feel comfortable and good in. I'm far happier spending time by myself or with my husband, either being out in nature or doing some sort of activity at home that's quite chilled out. So yes, I'm boring and I love it. But in all seriousness, I don't find my life boring. I'm sure that some people will look at how I spend my time and think they could never live the way I live. But we're all different, aren't we? We all get satisfaction and fulfillment from different things. But today I'm putting my case forward for the beauty of being boring in life and why bringing a little bit of boring into your life will help to simplify it and reduce your stress. So reason number one is that being boring reduces decision fatigue. And decision fatigue is when we get tired or overwhelmed with the number of choices we have to make. So for me, having the same routines and doing similar things pretty much every day means that I do it automatically. I don't have to think about it too much. I know it's hard to believe, but seriously, I don't get bored of having the same breakfast every day or even the same lunch. I know how to make those things. They're quick, they're easy. I know they'll taste good, so I have no worries with them at all. And the same can be said for wearing clothes on rotation. So I tend to gravitate more towards the same sort of items because again, they're comfortable. I know I'll feel good in them. I don't end up having to try on lots of different things, getting disappointed, because then I know I'll just ultimately go back to the thing that I always wear. I'll be transparent. It wasn't an intentional decision that I made. It just kind of fell in because it was easy. And if I wasn't enjoying those things I was eating, I would certainly change them. I'm not going to force myself to eat something that I don't get pleasure in or to wear something that I don't get pleasure in wearing. But I found what I was comfortable with and I stuck with it. So I'm not saying that you have to do this in every area of your life, but maybe think about if there's even one thing that you might want to do and make it a bit easier for yourself. Try out eating the same thing for breakfast every day for a week and just see how you get on. Number two is that being boring and the simplicity that comes with it helps you to be more present in life. So doing similar things or doing things that are uncomplicated, you can be far more present for those activities. When something's really complicated and we're trying to figure out how to do it, we're far more focused on the actual figuring out how to do it. But once we've done something a lot and it becomes more automatic, then we can really focus on being immersed in that activity. For example, when I'm out in nature, because I've done it so much, it's far easier for me to just stop and take a few minutes to tune into my senses and look around me, look at the trees, hear the leaves rustling in the wind, hear the birds singing. The quality of that experience can really be heightened just by paying more attention to it. And paying more attention is a really simple thing to do, but we don't necessarily take the time to do it. The third reason for being boring is that you're able to make more time for the things that you love doing. People might think you're boring for turning down get-togethers if these really aren't what you want to do. But when you're saying yes to things that you don't really want to do, you're saying no to the things that you actually do want to do. And part of my reason for really enjoying my quiet time might be to do with my job. I'm a mental health professional and it's a really rewarding job, don't get me wrong, but at times it can be challenging mentally and emotionally. And so when I'm outside of work, I find that doing activities which are quite solitary or that they bring a level of calm and quietness into my life, they re-energize me. They help to replenish my energy, ready to go back into work. I guess in some ways being boring might be a bit non-conformist. So you're not necessarily doing what other people might expect you to do, but that's okay. Just because people may have expectations of us, it doesn't mean to say that we need to go along with those expectations. We don't need to do what people expect of us if it's really not something we want to do. And when I was younger, I was a bit of a people pleaser, so I was saying yes to a lot of things I didn't really want to do. They weren't really my thing. But as I've got older, I've got better at saying no, and that means I have more time on the things that I love doing. Reason number four is that being boring helps me to stay consistent and work towards my goals. So getting up at the same time every day in the week to exercise means that I can keep working towards my exercise goals. Eating similar meals means that I can work towards my nutrition goals. And I'm not trying to say that spontaneity is bad and that you shouldn't have spontaneity in your life. But I think if we're winging it all the time, we're just kind of doing whatever we feel like it on the day and there's not much planning going on. If you are wanting to work towards a particular goal, if you've got something you're trying to aim for, then doing it haphazardly might mean that you don't get to that goal or it may take you longer to get there. So really honing in on what what it is that you need to do and building the systems and habits that are going to get you to that goal is going to be far more effective. And alongside cultivating your boring self, if you'd like some simple living tips to help reduce stress and bring more freedom into your life, then check out the video that's on the screen. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.